So today, what I was doing all day, I couldn't really film, so I'm going to do some more DVDs. It's like my fallback. So today I'm going to talk about some films I've got where I've bought both the original and the remake, which is not very many films really. I've got a lot of originals or remakes, not a lot of films that I have both. I'll start off with the only one that's a foreign language film that I actually bought the remake of, which is One Missed Call. And this one is the remake. And the reason that I have both with this is because originally I saw the remake in the cinema without having seen the original, and I really enjoyed it. And I thought, well, usually with Asian horrors, the remakes are not as good as the original, so I thought if I enjoyed the remake, the original was going to be pretty good. They're both good, but they're actually extremely similar. They're practically shot for shot. Things like The Grudge and The Ring, that the remakes changed the story a reasonable amount. The story does not change much at all in this. In fact, literally, the script I think was pretty much the same. But both are halfway decent films. I mean, they're not scary or anything. They're just kind of decent. There's the twist, the very, very end scene is different in both of them, but basically everything else is the same. The next two I have are The Firm. I was too young to see this, obviously, when it was on TV. This one I saw first of all in the cinema, and it was all right. So I bought this one, which I really enjoyed, and then I got this when it came out on DVD again, just to compare them. They're both really good for different reasons. With this, the storyline is not as fantastic, but you've got the great 80s nostalgia and music and stuff, whereas this was not a proper movie. This was from ITV, although for some reason it's on a BBC DVD, but I'm pretty sure it was ITV it aired on. Well, it does say BBC Worldwide. I'm not that sure now. That's got me confused. Blah blah blah. No, it doesn't say. But I'm pretty sure it was ITV. It's got a much more realistic, nasty feel and a very different storyline. It focuses on different characters, whereas this one follows this young boy who wants to join the firm. And you get to laugh at the people who dress like letterboxes. Next I've got one of my favourite films of all time, and I have 3 of this. I also have, or used to have, this on VHS as well, which is Last House. This was the original DVD from when it stopped being banned, which was the double disc. Oh, it fell out. But it's got that cover on the inside. I think you could swap them around. I can't see the other side of it. And then the special edition box set came out. So I got, this is the uncut one with 3 discs, and it's got the version that's Krug and Company, and then it's got the proper film uncut. I think it's got the deleted scenes somewhere. There's still, and it says uncut, but there's still 30 seconds of footage of some sausages being pulled out somebody's supposed insides that they can't show. This also came with a copy of Going to Pieces. So I have that. It's like one of my favourite films of all time. So the remake annoyed me in many ways. The microwave scene, stupid. Sadie being weak and almost unimportant to the plot. The fact that Weasel is now someone's brother and was never in jail annoyed me. But I did like what they'd done with Junior. His name is changed to Justin. I thought they actually made him even more likeable, and I always felt in the original he is actually quite likeable. Now, people would argue he's not, but I think he is. He can't help what he does because you know, the addiction thing. So there's a few things that are better, and basically it's not as good. And then I have The Hills of Eyes. I have neither of the sequels, because neither of the sequels were decent. It's a double disc special edition that I must have got in a sale. I did buy it before the remake was ever made, though, I know that. I liked it. I once dressed as him for Halloween. I had a bald cap and everything. I dressed as him. The remake, again, one of those things where, like with Last House, they change names for no reason. Like, the baby has a different name, and I got really angry. It's like, in one she's called Katie, and the other she's called Catherine, and I just sat there going, it's not her name, it's not her name. Pretty much scene for scene, but updated to nowadays. It's a reasonable film. This is reasonable. The original is superior, but I would say of all the sort of pointless remakes there are in the world, that's a reasonable one. And then we got on to the one where I absolutely loathe and detest the remakes, which is another of my favourite movies of all time, 2000 Maniacs. Now there's an argument, and I do agree, it may not so much be a remake as a sequel or a reimagining or whatever buzzword they're using this year. 2001 Maniacs, but I consider it to be a remake, in my opinion. I took a long time for this because I knew it was going to be done, because with Robert Englund being in it, I knew it was happening. Yeah, for any film from the creators of Hostel and Cabin Fever, you slightly have an expectation that, well, are they going to butcher a Herschel Lewis film? No. These people have made a few films. They know what they're doing. No. They butchered it. They ruined it. It's just awful. And they took out the best part, which is old Teetering Rock. They turned it into a fucking bell. Sorry, I apologise for swearing. It just upsets me that much. They turned it into a bell. Now, the best thing in this movie is old Teetering Rock, which is a giant rock that falls on someone. Taking it out was sad. But that's actually quite a good film. Not grisly or ghastly or whatever it says at all. Mainly because it's now 2010, not 63 or whatever anymore. 64, I apologise. 64. Oh, hold on. There's a 2005 remake. Will that be this? Ooh! It is a remake, according to this DVD. That's interesting. According to this, 2000 Maniacs is the original creation of director Herschel Gordon Lewis and producer David F. Freeman, which spawned the 2005 remake. So, that means that 2001 is a remake. Clarifies that. I have another two films here where I believe that a remake is not the case. I believe it inadvertently has the same title. But unfortunately, I thought it was a remake. And as such, I was unimpressed. But if it's not actually a remake at all, then it's a halfway decent film in its own right. But I was just kept watching it and wanting the one that I felt was the original and getting upset. So this is the original film that I really, really like, which is Toolbox Murders. These were a lot of films that got banned in the UK, and they put them out in things like Vipco's Scream Time and stuff, and I went through a phase of buying anything that had said it had been banned. Most of them were dire, but there were a few things that weren't. This is really funny. If nothing else, for the guy singing Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child, to some girl he's got tied up in a bed sucking a lollipop. It's just so ludicrous. You know, and all your kind of nail gun, driller, killer scenes, they're all montaged together in this. You don't need to sit through the other 600 movies. You can just watch this one to get the idea. Anyway, they came out with this, which is also the Toolbox Murders, but it has got nothing to do with that film at all. And you know, I thought this was a remake, and I never saw it in the cinema. I only bought the DVD. And I get the impression that it isn't in any way, because it's all about a particular apartment block and a guy who's murdering people in it. Although this was set within one apartment complex, so it's very confusing. I wish someone would just, you know, tell me, because I feel like I once knew and I've now forgotten. I always thought it was a remake, but I have a feeling it's not really. But I didn't enjoy it based on how much I liked the other one. But in its own right, it's actually quite good. So we'll see. Anyway, that's it for now. Bye! So after my video review fallback, I have a genuine question. For over a week now I've been wanting to eat some Skittles. They're like my favourite sweetie candy if you're American. And I can't find them anywhere. I've even been in like little newsagents and the supermarkets and everything, and they vanish. They don't seem to exist suddenly. And I'm pretty sure they've not been withdrawn. And when I was in the supermarket doing that video where I was like, had the camera on the trolley and it was bouncing really badly and it was quite headache inducing, I couldn't find them then. I don't know what's happened to them. So I'm not upset. Does anybody actually know the truth of what has happened to the Skittles? Have they randomly all sold out? Have they been recalled for some reason? Have they stopped making them? Crazy. I don't know what's going on, but I really want some Skittles. So if anyone knows, let me know, because it actually matters to me. May not matter to other people, but it matters to me.